Hi, it's Tess, and today is tip 374, and I'm calling it Doing the Work. And I'm going to tell you that quote comes directly from Doc V. He always talks about how when he works with his daughter, he always tells her that you have to do your work, you have to do your work. Well, the reason that came to mind to me today is that I did some research because I was just curious what is considered to be the latest and the greatest in weight loss and what's going to change the future of how people lose weight. And I found an article from September of 2021, so that probably about 6 months, 7 months, 8 months ago. And what it's some studies that are going on in Canada and outside of the US, but they say there's a new medicine out there. And this medicine, hi Thomas, good to see you. This new medicine is supposed to be in the marketplace here in the US fairly soon. And it was a medicine that, of course, all of these new, well, hi Lori, good to see you. All these new medicines that come out for weight loss all tend to originate with diabetes. Good morning, good morning. And what I found interesting is this article, and it was these tests I got started in Canada, and the article I read was called Work in Progress by Stephen Guinet, and like I said, September 2014. And it was trying to talk about this latest and greatest medication that's going to help transform the weight loss community and help us all lose weight. And I know Doc V has always been one to say that if there was a pill that could make it all better, he would subscribe it, but there's just never been one. And I thought, so have they found anything new this time? And what I found very interesting about this medication is that, again, it all started back to being a diabetic medication that they found was helping people to lose weight. And that does seem to be where they find the latest medication. But what they kind of basically said, they were in the article, they were talking about that 2/3 of the obese community try to lose weight each year, and still the numbers are that 43% of the adult public is overweight or is obese. Actually, obese is what they said, not overweight, actually obese. And they said that it seems to be hopeless, but they've got this drug that's going to change everything. And so I started looking at it a little further because I wanted to find out, does anything about this look different than what we've learned so far? And they were talking about how it's 18 to 20% of you would lose 18 to 20% of your weight. And so if you were 250 pounds, you'd lose 48 pounds. And I started thinking back to like a lot what Doc V says. Is that enough? Is that enough to carry us for the rest of our lives? Is a pill alone going to get us to goal weight? Well, good for you, Thomas. I think I still have to do a car. I need to get a transportation, but everything else is all set for me too. Yeah, it's a few short weeks away. And I don't know if you noticed, somebody won a ticket last night in the group. But it's exciting. Life is changing, and we all have to embrace and enjoy. And this topic that I was talking about, like the weight loss community and the latest and greatest and this new pill they were talking about, what I found so interesting is that they were kind of comparing it to weight loss surgery. And I'm not medical, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a patient, down 175 pounds through my journey, but my journey is almost 6 years post-surgical now. But what I found really interesting is they said, bariatric surgery is a $20,000 bill. Well, when I looked further into this, they were estimating that this medication, it was a shot you would have to take once a week, and it would actually, a shot once a week, and they were recommending it over bariatric surgery. Again, I'm not a doctor. We'd all have to go to our doctors and find out what the best avenue is, but they were kind of pointing out $1,300 a month versus a $20,000 surgery. But what me, the accounting person, I'm like, so 12 months of this 13, I wonder if it was once a month or it must have been once a month. They were saying $1,300 a month for this shot in the arm. Well, if you take that over the course of 1 year, you've spent over $15,000. So 1 year, and that's $15,000. So if you're going to have to be on this medication for more than a year, your choice isn't that it's cheaper to go this. It may be spread out differently, but it's not cheaper. But what it made me wonder is if you're only going to get a 20% loss, or if you weigh 250, you're going to only lose down to about 200, you still have to do the work. You still have to learn a new way of eating. You still have to learn a new way of life. You still have to get involved in a community of people that can help you to keep on the journey. You still have, because even this medication, the side effects of this latest medication they were talking about were nausea and heartburn and diarrhea and constipation and fatigue and headache. And it just made me to realize again, we have to do the work. Like Doc V always talks to his daughter in the morning about, you have to do your work, you have to go to school, and you have to study, and you have to learn, you have to do your work, you have to make your life better. He has said so many times, if there was a pill, he would give the pill if it would solve everything. But I think that what we're battling is more than just what a pill could do. I think the biggest part of it, at least for me, was mindset and changing the way I look at things. And I realized that part of it is even in a community that we live in right now. I think that the obesity rates continue to rise because we're in a marketplace where we're being offered things and things are being suggested to us. And like Doc V, and this was such a great thing for him to remind us of, we have food chemists out there that are creating foods that are created to draw us to them, to make us want them. So as sad and as hard as it is, we do have to do the work. It is our job to do the work. If we want long-term success and we want it to be more than 18 to 20%, and we want the bill to maybe be a one-time bill instead of the rest of our lives, then we have to start to fight and to do the work. And I will say that even for me, prior to having bariatric surgery, again, I'm not medical. We all have to make the decision that's best for us. But I chased every single new shiny object out there trying to find the thing that would work for me. Would this new exercise equipment work? Would this new diet work? Because I had tried them all. The LA Weight Loss, the Weight Watchers, the medical weight loss, and I tried them all more than once. I could go on for hours because there were tons of them. And it just made me realize that really what it boils down to is kind of what Doc B says, what is up here, and the work that we're willing to do for ourselves. I wish there was an easier way, and I know Doc V always says if there was an easier way, he'd prescribe it in a minute. But it kind of made me sad when I saw that this article was talking about how it's so much cheaper for $1,300 a month for this shot that you have to go to the doctor once a week for. But then in smaller print almost, it's like you only lose 18 to 20%. So if you're 250, you only lose 48 pounds. So what happens after that? And what happens after year 2 when you've already surpassed what it costs? So ultimately, whether you have bariatric surgery or not, if you do the work, then the choice is yours whether you want to have bariatric surgery. But counting on a medication or bariatric surgery alone isn't going to be enough. We're going to have to do the work. So I guess I'm going to say thank you to Doc V for sharing that insight, because it's something that he's instilling in his kids at a young age, that you just have to do the work. So sadly, yeah, it's a drug. Fruits and vegetables are cheaper. Yeah, and growing your own fruits and vegetables. And and it's heartbreaking because I want so many people to win in this world, and I want to win in this world. But I just don't think there's an easy answer. And I think part of it is that even if there was a medication to help us stay on board, we have whole teams of people that are creating foods and putting together food chemists, as Doc V calls them, putting together foods that we will be drawn to. So it's never going to end with it's always going to be that we have to do the work. And maybe our work, I think, like Doc V always says, our work is going to look different every single day. What I do today is going to have to be different tomorrow. Like I'm kind of shifting again. I'm shifting from not eating until like 10 or 11 at night to where I'm cutting my food off earlier in the day. So I'm going earlier and then later, only because I get up and I walk like 7,000 or 8,000 steps in the morning. So I've been noticing I feel kind of funky. So I kind of shifted back a little bit, cut off the food later, because I'm more active early in the morning and I tend to wind down at night. But part of that is because I get up so early. I'm up at 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. at the latest. So I'm just trying to identify and honestly to adjust a little bit. May I shift back later? Absolutely. And I probably will very soon, because I'm going to be going to an experience where the hours of the day are going to be later. But it's about the journey and doing the work and learning your body and learning what can help you to move forward. I know Doc V would instantly and love there to be an easy answer for all of us, but just like he's teaching his kids every single day, we have to do the work. And the work today will be a little different than tomorrow, because we'll grow and we'll need something a little different. But you know what? The good news is we're not alone. We're in this all together. And as we all reach our hands out, we can help each other up to the next level in our journey. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys all more than you'll ever know. And I got to get back to this everyday thing. I know I've been distracted, but year end has been very busy, and having a couple of jobs has made it a little bit rough. But I am back to this because being with you guys keeps me doing the work. And I know that doing the work will get me to goal weight, so that every goal in my head can start to materialize and expand to more than I ever dreamed. And that's what I want for you. Have a beautiful day, and thank you. And hi to my cousins that I didn't realize listen every day, but thank you so much for reaching out to me. Love you guys all. Thank you.